let's stick with international news. Obviously, the Cups are going on. Biggest news that is kind of across my timeline is that the U.S. is out. It is the biggest upset. It is the first, I believe it's the first host nation to not make it out of group, so that's a big deal. It's the golden generation. It's the most talented group of players, but with Greg Berhalter at the helm, they've come up short. Now, if you saw the previous video, which hopefully you did, Greg Berhalter was pretty nervous about getting those questions about what his future might look like. And even though they're out in a humiliating fashion. They're out, the first host nation to be out, not make it out of group. They just egg on their face, right? And we're supposed to be getting excited. The World Cup is going to be here in the United States, and we're supposed to be getting excited. And we are absolutely not. And we have nothing. We've heard nothing about the future of Greg Berhalter. And I think that's the biggest disappointment, sticking point. That's the biggest, honestly, FU that is to the, not only like the dedicated and loyal U.S. soccer fans, which have been put through a lot, but people that are potentially interested. Because again, you hear all these things of like, hey, the World Cup's coming. Hey, we're hosting this cup tournament. Hey, this, hey, that. Hey, we have great players. And they go out and put some poop out. So it not only it hurts the integrity of the sport in the United States, it dampens any sort of excitement that could be for the World Cup for your nation. The whole point of this is to boost U.S. soccer and interest. And then again, it's just such a bad look. And so we haven't heard anything, right? Obviously. So everybody's calling for the ouster of Greg Berhalter, but nobody has actually said anything in terms of the federation. Now, let's take a quick look at this tweet here. So, Goff, fire Berhalter. Moreno, fire. Dempsey, fire. Herc, fire. So, all these former players. American Outlaws is a supporter group, very dedicated supporter group, calling for the ouster of Berhalter. Pulisic, who's obviously a player, not my call. Matt Crocker, who would theoretically, well, not theoretically, is making the call, hasn't said a word. Okay? And again, I think the biggest thing too, we have to put it out there. We have to put it out there. This man was calling out the score of the other team. I'm sorry, but if you're doing that, you're a fucking bum. Okay? And you shouldn't be the coach of U.S. soccer. No matter what, it could be arrogance, it could be ignorance. No matter what, the USA, we have this stupid belief where we're the best. And we're not going to be depending on the score of somebody else to be like, okay, well, if we just get a tie, we might go out there and win. It doesn't matter what another team's doing. Win your game. How about that? But again, that's so many things wrong. Again, that's part of it. Dude's a loser. Dude, he put it out on the field. They look like shit. They don't progress, and he's doing that. So it's just garbage. But I also bring it up to say, for some reason, and I think I saw like one of the Barstool guys put it out there, which Barstool's like social media. Anyway, I saw one of them put out that, why don't we just get Jurgen Klopp? And I was like, what do you mean, why don't we just get... Because he's not an option for you. Like, realistically, Jurgen Klopp, why would you think he's an option? And as I'm mulling it over, because just for shiggles, right? Just for shits and giggles, I was like, he is unemployed. You'd have to pay him a ridiculous amount of money to even come close to this job to end his retirement early. Jurgen Klopp currently is like an Instagram dad. Like, the bro was at the Euro Cup. He was at a Taylor Swift concert. I'm sure if we look at his IG page, he's having fun, right? Like, he is not in charge of anything. It's very taxing to be in charge of, a big club like Liverpool. And so I think it would take a lot of money, and I don't know that the U.S. have the ambition to even try to get him, if I'm being honest. But again, I saw names floated, like Tuchel was floated out there, Zidane, and obviously Jurgen Klopp. I think Jurgen Klopp being number one. That is the fucking mentality that we should have. Okay, that is the mentality that we should have. Again, I think that the U.S. job, on prospect of being the head coach of USA hosting the World Cup, even just to boost your profile, because whether it goes well or not for Jurgen Klopp in this US team, it's not going to fucking matter. It's not going to erase what he did at Liverpool, and he would never ever miss out on a job if it didn't go well in this job, because there's so many other factors. And so I would love it, right? And again, you're thinking, okay, listen, you saw this on Twitter. It's just a bunch of people musing. You don't know what you're talking about. It's just a randos, dream world, internet, go touch grass. I get it, okay? Until I saw this tweet, and look at this tweet right here. Tim Howard, baby. If I was in charge of U.S. soccer, I would fly to Spain, pay Jurgen Klopp a visit. I believe I could convince him to take the USMNT job. Greg Berhalter will get the blame for this Copa America, but much of the fault lies with the players. I think some of the fault lies with the players. I don't think much. I think there's a lot of factors, but either way, okay. Greg Berhalter, whether soccer's too expensive in the U.S., yeah, that is correct. The players are a little too comfortable. Yeah, that's correct. They're not as good as we think they are. Yeah, that's correct. Greg Berhalter still shit needs to go. Let's be 100% on that. Don't confuse shit, right? The old classic, two things can be true at once. Don't confuse it. He's shit and needs to go. That's not even a question. So, again, Tim Howard saying that he would fly out and sit down and try to convince Jurgen Klopp to take the job. You love it. You love it. You love to see it. You love to see it. And you already see right here, this would be your toughest save yet. Go get him, Timmy. I mean, it would be absolutely amazing. I did see something about Jurgen Klinsmann here. It would be amazing, and it would be, it would turn, genuinely, I think it would turn so many heads. It would, the interest in the sport would go from like 30, you know what I'm saying? Like in terms of enthusiasm right now, just like 25, 30, especially the hit after Copa America, like 15, 20, right? Probably around there. To like 80. And I say this as somebody that is chronically online. I say this as somebody that I don't meet a ton of soccer fans, especially where I'm at in the Nashville area. Again, Nashville fans are there, but okay. It would explode. It would be the talk of every town. It would be, I know it was said as a joke. If he wants Wyoming, give him Wyoming. Like, if I think that it was something about a pay structure, right? Like, the current pay structure doesn't allow something. Why is Freaky trending, by the way? Okay, I need to show this real quick because I didn't say that out of nothing. Why is Freaky trending? Okay, that was that was just a quick aside. I mean, the interest in soccer, in football, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Oh, it would explode. It would. Oh my God, I would follow this team like fucking old people follow Grateful Dead or whoever the fuck they're following. I would get on my knees and thank the Lord. Like, you don't understand. Like, it would be revolutionary. It would be out of this world. Again, would Jurgen Klopp even consider taking the job? I don't know. I don't think so. But go out there. Make them tell you no 30 to 40 times. Whatever it takes. Oh. Dude, if it was even reported that some motherfucker was out there just meeting with him, just schmoozing him, whining and dining him, like just be like, hey, whatever you want to do. If you want to take the whole year off and then come afterwards, whatever you want, I'll pay for the rest of your fucking vacation. Do it. Do it. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Oh my. I would lose my mind. Like, at even the thought that they were talking to him, it's just too much. And so I'm just going to throw it out there. I would love it. He would be absolutely blameless. He could take an international job. It's much easier. The U.S. could probably boost his profile as far as like even a little bit more here. So commercially. But then I don't think I don't see a loss for him. I really don't. I don't see a lot. I don't see where it's bad for him. Again, maybe he's waiting for the Germany job, which I get that. Like maybe he's waiting for that. Maybe he's sincerely, and I take him at his word, he's sincerely just taking the year off, not thinking about it, catching up with his wife, yada, yada, yada. I get that too. Please, if there's any sort of competency within U.S. soccer, make them tell you no at least 40 times. I sincerely, like whatever he wants to do, like make him just make him tell you no, honestly. Again, I know that it's not easy even implementing his system. He drills it, he works it, he's an everyday guy. How does that translate to international? Who gives a fuck? Bring him in. That's all I have to say. Will it happen again without sponsor pressure, without this, without that? I mean, we got Greg Berhalter after firing him, searching, and then the best choice was Greg Berhalter. Give me a fucking break. But whatever. Either way, Jurgen Klopp, please consider it. Just consider it. Wyoming, just give them Wyoming, okay? Dangle Wyoming. Like, hey, you like Wyoming? Okay? You have it. You can have it. God.